Okay, welcome to another edition of Lion News. Lion News can be found at lionnews00.blogspot.com. Today is April 7th, 2011. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, we've added a few more tools into the arsenal against local corruption. Now, you've seen in our previous videos that we have various tools that we use when we go out and expose local corruption. One is a camera, you can see that in the left side of the picture there, and the other is something we call a prop, which is that it happens to be a picture of a cop holding her ID. That happened up in Alexandria last year, so it's got my name on it. It's got the date, time, place, Alexandria Police Department, and the witnesses, who is John Besser, on it. So it's a very good tool to force cops into showing their ID. Some will show it, some won't. So, don't worry if they don't. But you can use that against them if they refuse to show you your ID. And again, here's the camera and bullhorn here. Okay, and here we go. Here again, bullhorn and flyer. All right. So these are some of your essential, and here's a camera right down here. Some of your essential weapons when you're out exposing local corruption. All right. Like I said, what we have is a bunch of props that we use. Okay, and here's one right here that is up on the lionnews00.blogspot.com. It's where Chad the Felon Larson confesses that he sent a weapon into the Todd County Jail. And he said, and you harbored it, didn't you? It means he admitted to sending it in and is now falsely accusing me of being his co-conspirator. All right. So this is 8.5 by 14. It's laminated, it's colored, and it's got two sides to it. Okay, front and back. Now this thing is incredible to educate people, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. All right, so you can show, here's the names of the individuals above the prop or the flyer or poster, if you want to call it a poster. Okay, so you can identify each individual in the poster. Here's Chad the Felon Larson, here's Timothy Hochsprung, and there's me. All right, and then here are the witnesses, Nikki Besser and John Besser, camera crew. All right, maybe you can't see that on camera, but if you go to the website, you can. All right, and also this is a new flyer that we put up. It says seal of disapproval. You don't want a county attorney that covers up local corruption, do you? All right, and it gives the statute, Minnesota statute 351.15, removal of elected county official. All right, and it's pretty intimidating when you bring that to a county commissioner meeting, which I've done before, and you start putting that in the county commissioner's face and say you demand to have the county attorney removed, which of course I did to Chris Carpin, and demanded that was the county attorney back in 2010 up in Douglas County, and the removal of Douglas County Sheriff Troy Warburson. All right, so this is a more specific flyer detailing local corruption. Okay, so to get to the new additions, all right, here is one of them. Okay, oops, let's look at this one here first. This is something that I brought up over and over and over again. This is the March 14th, 2007 West Central Tribune newspaper. All right, it's an enlarged version. It's got the pertinent front page here, and this is continued on page A2, which is going to be the second side of this. All right, so you can show that Judge Donald M. Spilseth resisted arrest on March 13th, 2007. And here it gives the case number right here, and it shows that Spilseth also had to recuse himself right here. You can see it on July 23rd, 2007. All right. Well, the reason for him to recuse himself is because he was arrested in court. All right. So that's another tool. These are up on the website. You can print them out, laminate them. That's what I've done, and so I can take them anywhere I want to go, and immediately have the information at hand. All right. Plus it's laminated, so you can't rip it, you can't get it dirty, those type of things. All right. So that's Spilseth. Now we go on to Boyd Beckwith. Who was the guy who was ultimately prosecuting me? Well, that was Boyd Beckwith. His little crony was Shane Baker. You can see that on page 2, right in here. It's Shane Baker, but Boyd Beckwith is the county attorney at that time. All right, so we've got Boyd Beckwith. Got his picture here. This is from the West Central Tribune video where he said that, oh, he's so concerned about the rule of law. Yeah, right. The biggest crooks always say they're concerned about the rule of law. But it has the 2 articles from the newspaper, or actually I think this is the television station, KTTC.com, where it gives a brief synopsis of the Scott Wagger case here, and this is where he was charged, and this is where the case was dismissed. And it's proof positive that Boyd Beckwith has a history of malicious prosecution. Right? Because you remember, Scott Wagger's attorney told me that he considered it malicious. All right? So, and again, so who was maliciously prosecuting me? Boyd Beckwith. All right? So it ties Spilseth to Boyd Beckwith. Okay? And then who do we have on this one? Oh, Jenna Fischer, who is the new county attorney for Kansas County, who just happened to be my lawyer in case number 34CR062054. And then she witnessed Donald M. Spilseth getting arrested, and she allowed him to resist arrest. See, she's a court official. She was supposed to report that, but she didn't. Okay. Also, she gave me clear, precise, and unquestionable proof that I was maliciously prosecuted, because it says right here, this is in her own handwriting here, that they cannot prove intent. All right. Well, one of the essential elements of prosecuting a crime is you have to prove that they had an intention of doing it. Otherwise, it tends to be what? Oh yeah, a malicious prosecution. And who has a history of malicious prosecution? Boyd Beckwith, the guy who brought the charges, the felony charge against me. All right. See. So again, it's not hard to educate someone on a quick basis of the connection between any or all of these individuals, because how did I get into that courtroom when here's the guy right here, Frank Crondrat, you can see it right here on the side, Frank Crondrat. He's a judge from Stearns County, not Kansas County. They transferred him over here after they burglarized my house, broke into my house without a warrant. And who did that? Well, that was Chad the Felon Larson. See, he's got a history of perjury, home invasion, sending a dangerous weapon into the Todd County Jail. See, so by these posters, you can tie Polk County to Kansas County to Stearns County local corruption. See, because these are the he's an admitted felon. Okay, so any case that he's been involved with has a taint to it. See, those need to be investigated for more felonies. See, and they broke into my house without a warrant. Ooh, so that means Jenna Fischer knew that. That means Boyd Beckwith knew that. And that means that Frank Crondrat knew that, along with Spilseth knew that. See? So they're all, what? Accessories? Yeah, accessories. That would be the word, wouldn't it? Okay? See? So they can't claim that they didn't know, because it's all part of the public record. It's their duty to know these facts, because that's their job, right? Okay? So you can see how easy it can be to educate the public if you have these simple little tools here. And I had some copies made up. This double-sided poster here with the 2 different sides on it is $3. Boy, I would gladly spend $3, to educate someone, because it's reusable. You can educate hundreds of thousands of people with one little flyer there. I just do it, or one little poster there. It's laminated, you can't get it dirty, you can't rip it. See, so you can use it over and over and over and over again. So there's some of the things you probably want to think about when you're going out exposing local corruption. You need certain tools. I mean, you don't have to have these, but it certainly does help. All right? You don't need to have the bullhorn, but it certainly does help. A camera, it's almost essential. You have to have a camera because you have to document. Because how else were we going to get the expression on Chad the Felon Larson's face if we didn't have a camera here? And who would believe us? No one. Okay? They're trying to bury it as fast as they can, even with this video, which is clear, precise, and unquestionable evidence that he's a felon. See? So that's why, some things are essential, like the camera. The camera is something you have to have. Bullhorn, I would say you'd almost have to have it, okay? Because you have to get your message out. If you possibly can get by without it, but I've found that it's essential. In the flyer, you can't live without those. Which your flyer and your poster are essentially the same thing, just a different variation off the theme. Okay, so the very basics you have to have is the camera, the flyer, and the bullhorn. All right, if you want to do some effective exposing of local corruption. Okay, thank you for your time. Bye.